A first listen to Beep by the Rolling Stones. What's going on, guys? I am back from Amsterdam finally. I had an awesome trip, pun intended. Thank you guys for leaving the kind comments you have for the album reaction series I did for Dark Side of the Moon. You guys seem to have really appreciated and enjoyed those series of videos. I think watching someone newly discover an amazing piece of art is always interesting to see, and I hope I have offered up some new sort of ideas or analysis on the album that many of you guys have listened to a lot of times. I have now listened to it twice. I actually listened to it in Amsterdam one more time and picked up a lot of new things that I didn't catch on the first listen, because the album is so full of meaning and amazing moments and so full of depth. I think it's going to happen every time I listen to the album. So yeah, it was just an amazing way to start off doing album reviews on the channel. So thank you guys for being a part of that. Secondly, I am going ahead with the stream tomorrow, Wednesday, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We are going to be watching Dark Side of the Rainbow, which is, of course, the mashup between Dark Side of the Moon and Wizard of Oz. Hopefully, Twitch will allow me to be streaming the content up on the screen. I hope I don't get hit with like a DMCA strike. Fingers crossed everything will go okay. We should have a blast watching this thing. So come join me. Hit the follow button on the description down below to keep up to date with whenever I'm streaming on Twitch, which I will be doing a lot more consistently since I'm back. So this track is off the Rolling Stones 1971 album Sticky Fingers, which is a very interesting name. This song actually includes the addition of a new horn section manned by Bobby Keys. Now, this track wasn't actually really played on radio stations in the time due to its controversial title and the profanity in the track, which I absolutely love. Super ballsy move for a band which was so popular, and anytime a band or musicians have, or artists have the balls to sort of stick up the middle finger to any corporate interest or corporate pressures, I always will respect. It's always best when an artist expresses themselves regardless of how it affects the money, and I love it. Super excited to get into this one, so let's get into the music. Okay, here we go. Okay, oh my lord, this track is so much fun. Wow, there's an amazing amount of things that are going on. Firstly, I love the tempo of this track. This thing is sort of racing forward at breakneck pace. I love that aspect of this song. I've spoken previously in other Rolling Stones songs where I've said Mick Jagger doesn't have a traditionally great voice. He can't belt out a note in the way other singers can. Luther Vandross, Marvin Gaye, even within rock, you have people like Robert Plant, who has a fantastic soulful voice, haunting voice, bluesy voice, but Mick has something different to them, and the more I listen to it, the more I like his voice. It's really grown on me, and I think the aspects of it that I love is that it's got this really unique tone and texture to how he sings. He also does a thing that I think is reminiscent of what sort of almost punk rockers do, you know. He's not singing it, he's delivering his lyrics in a way with so much attitude that it adds to whatever he's saying, in the same way a punk rocker would do, in a similar way that James Brown would do. James Brown often would just vocalize noises, and they didn't mean anything necessarily, but they added so much attitude, and the delivery was everything. And Mick is doing a very similar thing here. I love it. I really love what he's doing here. In terms of the music, the connection between the guitars, the drums, and the horn section is unbelievable. Unbelievable stuff going on there. This amazingly fun horn bit, the ba da 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 ba ba. I love that addition. It's ultra blues, rock blues, the way the Rolling Stones can only do it. This is really, really, to me, the signature sound of what I believe the Rolling Stones are in my head. Fun, sort of dirty, raunchy, in your face, with amazing musicality, and sort of with the foundation of blues behind it. Love this so far. Absolutely love it. Let's back this up a little bit. I'm going to pause it right there. It seems like we're about to go into musical break. I just want to talk about the lyrics a little bit, which I've sort of missed out on. The general theme that I'm getting is that there's this person speaking from a perspective, maybe it is Mick's perspective, of this ultimate feeling of unsatisfaction. It doesn't seem to matter what he's doing. I'm feeling stuffed. I'm so distracted. Ain't touched a thing all week. Which just doesn't make sense almost, you know, feeling stuffed, but he's saying ain't touched a thing all week. Or maybe he's talking about something in a sexual nature there. It's the ultimate idea of being dissatisfied. It doesn't matter what he's doing. However, when this person seems to call out his name or reach out to him, he's salivating like Pavlov's dog. So this person is almost like a drug to him. And quite a cool little twist here. So you start to understand that the idea of the bitch is love. I was thinking perhaps beforehand it would be about a certain girl, but it's not. It's this concept of him having no satisfaction, and the only thing that seems to get him going is this girl, this woman, this affection from this person, and he sees how it's such a twisted thing to him, and therefore he comes to the conclusion that love is a bitch. Love it. I absolutely love it. And all the stuff that's going on musically, I mean, it's blowing my mind. Every sort of moment is accented by horns, Mick Taylor's awesome soloing skills, his licks that he's putting through, and then the absolute heartbeat of this track is this incredible riff set by, it has to be Keith Richards behind this whole thing. Really the heartbeat of the Rolling Stones at all times. Awesome stuff. And I will say Charlie Watts, I think is his name. Watts is the drummer, right? Often he is the a background star to the whole thing. I feel like he's really shining on this one. His fills and his little accents that he's adding at all times are really, really popping through. Back this up again. That ending was absolutely incredible. In terms of all the Rolling Stone songs I've heard, this right here, excuse me, is the most replayable one I've heard so far. I'm going to be listening to this. I'm about to go on a run. This is going to be playing while I'm running for sure. It's got such an awesome energy to it. That rebellious nature of the Rolling Stones is really on front and center on this thing. It sounds dirty, raunchy, wrong, fun, all of those things combined. And that last section where the two guitars, well, everything really, even the horn section, they were all sort of dancing with each other. It was almost like a jazz improv moment. Like you had Mick Taylor come in with this awesome soloing section, Keith dancing with his part, then the two of them were sort of battling with each other, horn sections accenting, Mick in the background improving the same way I would see a James Brown doing. You know, he's not really saying anything, but everything is in his delivery and his attitude he brings to the song. He's just a sort of walking middle finger to everything, isn't he? Like, he really doesn't give a shit, and I love it. In terms of the rebellious nature that I was speaking about earlier, and I've just spoke about, I can really see how this band is really a sort of precursor to the movement of punk. I think when you imagine everything that sort of punk stands for, the whole ethos of punk is the ethos of the Stones. It's we love it or leave it, we are who we are. We're going to be here. So if you want to join the party and the fun, come join us. Otherwise, yeah, peace out. You know, go find something else. We are who we are. And I really do think that is sort of the underpinning attitude that punk also has. You know, it is a middle finger type of genre of music. And I can see how this would have started a wave of that, especially Mick and Keith Richards. I mean, you look at their lifestyles; they really live the rock and roll lifestyle. Incredible song. I really enjoyed this track. And in terms of why I prefer the Stones over the Beatles, you know, it's not to say the Beatles aren't amazing, but it's this attitude, it's this ethos that the Stones have. This idea of rebelliousness, the rebellious nature of it is really, it strikes a chord with me. And so far for me, it's only for a bit of fun. You know, both bands are amazing, needless to say, but the Stones have a real edge to me over the Beatles. Regardless, I really like that song, really love the song. I'm gonna have an awesome run. Catch you guys on the next video.